Hello. If you visited before, thanks for coming back. If you're new here, welcome. Check out my channel intro to get acquainted. My name's Pierre-Antoine, and today we're going to talk about the food safety basics of receiving. Receiving covers all incoming items, which means anything that's going to be used in production that enters your facility. It's a crucial first step to ensure that your product is safe for your customers. You can take as many precautions as you can during production to make sure your product is safe, but if it ends up with packaging that's contaminated by a chemical leak, then you're going to be in trouble. With that in mind, we're going to start by going over a few important things that you need to consider when setting standards for receiving. After that, we'll talk about how you need to handle things when your standards haven't been met. Finally, we'll take a look at the record keeping you should be doing for receiving. No matter what you're receiving, whether it be ingredients, packaging, cleaning supplies, you need to set standards for that. Having established standards is really important because the staff in charge of receiving will need to know what to look for. First and foremost, the products you're receiving should be in good condition, clean, and match the bill of lading or shipping manifest. The truck that they're delivered in should be locked, clean, free of pests and unusual odors. If you're receiving a temperature-sensitive delivery, you also want to make sure that the delivery vehicle is at the right temperature and that your product is also at appropriate temperature. Also note that receiving allergens requires special considerations, which I'll talk more about in another video. It's also important to have a list of approved suppliers. Check out my video on how to vet suppliers to learn a little more about that. Once your standards are established for receiving, you need to determine how you're going to deal with non-compliant deliveries. Sometimes you'll have to reject a shipment in part or in full, and it's very, very important to have a well-defined procedure for what to do. In the case of something like a very visibly contaminated delivery truck, you'll need to reject the shipment in full, meaning the products won't even have to enter your facility. Other times you might run into things like a single bag of flour that's been torn open or a half-melted box of swizzle sticks. In those cases, make sure the defective items are separated from the rest of the lot. If it needs to be put in storage while you wait for a supplier's response, make sure it's in a hold area, away from the rest of the storage. Last, but not least, log, log, log. Not like a lumberjack, but in the sense of record keeping. Records are absolutely critical to your receiving procedures. Make sure you have a receiving log for each of your supplier. To make it easier on your staff, you can make sure you have templates for your receiving logs. What I like to do is to make a template for each of the supplier with the main items that are delivered by that supplier, and then leave spots in the template for the staff to fill in the quantity, the production lot number, expiry dates, and noting if anything is missing. Make sure you hold on to all your receiving logs once they're completed, because you'll probably use them for traceability exercises or if there's a recall from one of your suppliers. I'll talk more about recalls in another video. To recap, we talked about setting standards for receiving, how to deal with non-compliant deliveries, and the importance of record keeping. Put it all together and you've got a strong foundation of receiving procedures for your operation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.